I just got my bike back a couple days ago from having a stage 2 installed. I still haven't got it out on the road and really tried it out. So as soon as I get to try it out a little bit, I may do this again and talk a little more about it. But as I was picking it up, I went ahead and bought me a adjustable backrest. I've always had one of those you just shoved in the back, and but it wasn't very adjustable, so then I stayed leaned back all the time. Not that it hurt my back or anything, but I thought I'd do this adjustable. Can't be that hard to put on, right? As I've said before, not much of a wrench. And I watched all the YouTube videos and thought, hell, anybody could do this. So, with that being said, I started putting it together. Now, I would really like to show you some of the things that I learned. Not how to put the seat on. I think there's been tons of videos out there and you can watch the basics of putting that on. But let me show you something that they don't tell you in any of the videos. That way, if you decide to put one of these on, you think about it just for a minute. So you put the seat on as you would normally. So some of that stuff would be that you take the old part of this off. I don't know if you can see that or not. And you put the new one on. You got to make sure that you are able to run this cable right. Something they don't tell you right up front, or any of the videos tell you, is that the wire tie to tie this together really isn't to make anything stay together. It's there to keep the line from coming out of the clevis or the holder. So this wire tie right here, you don't want to make that too tight. Otherwise, it really crimps up the cabling. So the cable is run down through the middle of this, and then when you put it into the spot it's supposed to be in, you put this wire tie on there, but you don't want to make it very tight. Just enough to keep it from coming out. But I think the real thing I want to talk about is that at the top of the primary, there's a small hole that goes down into where the belt is. Didn't know that. So you have to put some kind of rag or something over the top of the primary when you're trying to put your latch switch in. If you drop the bolt that you're trying to put that switch in with, it may go down in the primary, which makes things difficult. So the latch itself, this piece right there, is held in by the bolt that holds in your mid-frame deflector. Now, this is a very tough place to get into, and the directions for the Harley mount is not real clear. So when you're putting that in, it's very difficult. It's just a very small spot. Now, right down here, and it's going to be hard to see, but right down here, there is a hole right there that things can fall into, and it goes straight into the primary. So how do I know this? Well, I was trying to put that bolt in and it slipped from my fingers. The bolt and the large washer both went down in that primary. Now, luckily, I have a small magnet on a little snake. Now, the whole thing is magnetic, so it was very difficult to get that in there and try to fish those out. But after a couple of hours of messing with the it wasn't a couple hours, probably 30 minutes or so, messing with the magnet, I finally did get a hold of the bolt and washer and got it pulled out. Now, how did I fix it? Now, tip number one, probably the only tip I have for this install other than the zip tie trick, is to take a rag and you place it over the hole. So if you take that rag and you just place it, you're going to want to place it all the way in the back, because there's another small hole way back here that'll actually go on top of your belt. But you got to get that hole covered up. And I dropped it a few more times, but it went on top of the rag and I didn't have to worry about fishing it out. So as far as the rest of the install for the backrest, it went just like everybody else's videos went and said. You tighten everything down and it looks just as good as everybody else's. I haven't been on the road with it yet. That's my plans for tomorrow. Try to get some self-distancing in, and then hopefully I'll be able to let you know how that stage 2 works out. All I know is bringing it home from the shop, it sounded good, even with the Screaming Eagle mufflers that are on there. Next project is I got to find me some mufflers. So until then, I hope you guys have a great day, and hell, subscribe. I don't put that many videos out, so hopefully we'll see you next time.